Somebody has to say go.
Are you Mark? Get set, go.
All right. Good morning, everyone, and welcome to Center for Spiritual Living Leesburg. Our theme for this year is Timeless Wisdom, Evolutionary Vision, and our focus for the month of August is a pause for guidance. Doesn't that sound perfect? The title of our talk today is A Playful Pause, given by our guest speaker, Audra Nicole. We're so glad that you decided to take a pause in your busy Sunday morning and join us. So we invite you to get comfortable and relax as we begin our service. And there should be a video that's starting soon. And if not, I can do this. There it is. All right, just let me check in with the people who are pushing the buttons behind the scenes. We usually have a video here as we start our service and we talk about our 5 pillars. And I just need word from our technicians. I have a script up if you want me to read and do this live. All right, let's take it from the top. Thank you again so much for joining us and bearing with us. Our wonderful spiritual director, Charlene Banks, is enjoying a much needed vacation. So we're all trying to do this without her. So thank you for bearing with us as we try to figure this out. Let's now create our sacred space. We set our intentions of deepening into our awareness and practice our 5 pillars of spiritual living by lighting a candle in our virtual world. Our first pillar is sacred study, represented by the divine quality of truth. We use this pillar to recognize the importance of an open mind and the power of our minds. The second pillar is affirmative prayer, represented by the divine quality power. This pillar honors the power of prayer in our daily lives. Our third pillar is meditation and the divine quality of peace. This pillar reminds us of the importance of meditation and the peace we feel when we pause and quiet our minds. The fourth pillar is circulation and the divine quality of life. We know that the great law of circulation works in our lives. As we give, so shall we receive. And our fifth pillar is sacred service and the divine quality of love. This pillar affirms our call to be of service to our world as we see through the eyes of love. So let us close our eyes and bless this sacred space and this wonderful time that we have here together. As we weave each of these pillars of spiritual living into our service today, may they deepen our own spiritual practices of study, prayer, meditation, circulation, and service, expanding our minds and our hearts to the 5 divine qualities of truth, power, peace, life, and love. We also bless everyone who made our service possible today and everyone in attendance. May the energy of love that is generated here today bless everyone abundantly. And so it is. Please feel free to add to the chat during the comments and prayer requests or celebrations that you would like to have included later in our service when we provide our community spiritual mind treatment, which is a form of affirmative prayer. And now, please join us as we move into our time of meditation with Audrey Nicole.
Good morning, spiritual family. At this time, I will encourage you to settle in to wherever you are, maybe a little more comfortable in your chair if you're seated, or if you even feel free to lie down and get fully comfortable for the next few minutes. If you feel so comfortable, go ahead and close your eyes. Take a couple conscious breaths. Allow yourself to notice that this is not your breath. This is the breath of the divine. This is life operating through you and as you. Breathe in again and out. Now for a moment, bring your awareness to your mind up here in your head. Maybe it feels a little busy. Maybe you can feel the energy of your mind and all of the good work that it does. Now, as you breathe, shift your awareness from your busy mind down into your heart space. Watch your awareness move as it shifts into your heart space. And as you shift your awareness to your heart space, maybe your body felt a little heavier. Maybe things slowed down. Maybe you were able to be more fully here with us in this beautiful moment. Now, from this heart space, I ask you to recall a joyful memory of play. I'm not going to define play for you, whatever comes up when I say that. Maybe it's just something you did that made you laugh. Maybe you were playing action figures with a toddler. Maybe it was actually something creative at work that just felt so freaking fun. Feel into that memory of play, of joy. Who were you with? What did it sound like? What did it smell like? Could you feel the sun on your skin? Allow that feeling of joy, of play, of bliss, of lightness to consume your body. Let every cell in your body tingle with the delight of this memory, of the ease, of the grace, of the love that was present. And let it consume your body. Let that feeling of joy, let that feeling of goodness flood beyond you. Let it fill the room that you're in. Let it grow beyond your room. Let it fill the whole building. And let it fill the whole city. Watch the energy of this joy expand. Let it cover your whole state. Let that light grow and grow and grow. Let it blanket the whole world. How good it is. Gently release the joy, release the play. Shift your awareness back into your heart space. Take a deep breath. Feel your body. When you're ready, open your eyes and join us back here.
Okay, and now I believe we're going to have some music. Here we go. All right. Do you know what? I'm going to try something. Let's try this. I was watching the words on the screen and it reminded me of an old Sesame Street song. So if you know it, you sing along with me. Let's try this out. And there's an ad. All right, here we go, guys. See if you remember this song. First, an introduction. And I've got my favorite red fire truck, and I've got my rubber duck. Where's everybody, rubber duck? Here it comes. See if you remember this. Somebody come and play today. Somebody come and play my way. Somebody come and write the rhymes. Laugh the last, it won't take time. Somebody come and play today. Somebody come with me and see the pleasure in the wind. Somebody come before it gets too late to begin. That's some memories from my childhood. How about you? Somebody come and play today. Somebody come and be my friend and watch the sun till it rains again. Somebody come I don't know, but as I saw the words on the screen from Leah, I was picking up on some songs from that Sesame Street song. So I think we came pretty close. Oh, once again, thank you so much for bearing with us. I have really good feelings about our next part of our service. Let me tell you a little bit about Audra Nicole. She is a certified infinite possibilities trainer and a licensed religious science certified practitioner. She is the co-leader of the annual Next Gen Retreat leadership team and has been serving that community for 5.5 years. She also is the current education director at Vision CSL in San Diego, California. Audra Nicole is in her senior year, big shout out on that one, of ministerial school at the School of Spiritual Leadership, and she is on track to be a licensed CSL minister in January 2023. And Audra Nicole, I can tell you, it's going to be here before you know it. So please join us as we give a very sincere and heartfelt welcome to Audra Nicole. Here we go.
Thank you so much, Tamara. It is such an honor to be here with all of y'all this morning. I am excited to share my Sunday morning with you. And as a possibilitarian and as a certified infinite possibilities trainer, I would be remiss if I did not start this morning by mentioning and honoring that today is actually the Global Infinite Possibilities Day. I don't know if y'all knew that, but it is a very, very special day. It is one of my favorite days of the year. In the words of the infamous Mike Dooley, just imagine the possibilities on a day that have two infinity signs in it. How cool is that? 2 infinity signs today on August 8th. And in the spirit of infinite possibilities, today, we are going to explore the power and the possibilities that abound when we give ourselves and one another the gift of a playful pause. The first thing we're going to talk about this morning is the myth that play is for children, that we are supposed to stop that nonsense and grow up. That is false. They lied to us, y'all. They lied. It's okay. It's okay. It's all right. They did their best. They meant us well. No harm, no judgment, no grudge. But if that is something that you are operating from, I am here to tell you it's a myth. And it is time to indulge in the truth of who we are, which is these delightful, delightful children of God, no matter what age we are. So let's get one thing straight. Life is spiritual, all of it, every moment. When we tie our shoes, when we clean the toilet, when we make lunch, when we drive, when we're on our computers, when we're in a Zoom room, all of the things, it's all God. It's all spiritual. And since life is spirit in action, play is also spirit in action, renewing us at each moment. So I encourage you to remind yourself and to give yourself permission to play. Now, we can say, what's the point? There's no value coming from that time, or, in this society that is so deep in the idea that if every moment is not productive, it is wasteful. I love what Charlie Peacock said. He said, it's not just about creativity. It's about the person you're becoming. Excuse me. It's about the person you're becoming while you're creating. This life isn't about a destination. The destination is a pine box 6 feet under, y'all. I don't, maybe y'all didn't know that, but that's the destination. So I hope y'all are not rushing to the destination. rushing to the end, rushing to the finish line. It's about all of this time in between the dash, in between the date that we arrive, and between the date that we leave this world. That's where all the juice is. All right, so you don't believe me? That's fine. I'm not offended. No problem. I accept that. Let's go back 100 years. Let's listen to the words of an influential titan of his time, a gentleman who penned this little poem. He said, "I was early taught to work as play. My life has been one long, big, happy holiday. Full of work and full of play, I dropped the worry on the way, and God was good to me every single day." I don't know about y'all, but that just feels good in my bones. That's the life that I want. That poem was written by John D. Rockefeller when he was 86 years old. 86 years old. And what he wanted to say was that play was the key. So as we shape our lives, as we shape our choices, as we go about co-creating the life of our dreams while we balance the expectations of the world around us, let's remember what Lawrence Purcell Jack said. He was an educator and he was a minister. And he said, "A master in the art of living draws no sharp distinction between his work and his play, his labor and his leisure, his mind and his body, his education and his recreation. He hardly knows which is which. He simply pursues his vision of excellence through whatever he does, and leaves others to determine whether he is working or playing. To himself, he always appears to be doing both." Now ask yourself in this moment, when you look back on your day, when you look back on your week, what you did, what you didn't do, how you did it, who you did it with, could anyone have thought you were playing? Or were you just working? And when you arrive on that final day and you look back, what do you want to say? Man, I worked so good. This was good life. Which doesn't diminish the contributions that we make. Because there's this funny idea in our world that you can't play and contribute at the same time. I don't know who came up with this idea, but it's baloney. It is absolute baloney. So would anyone here this morning like to be a little happier? Would anyone here like to be, I don't know, a little healthier? Anyone want to be more present? How about more connected in any of your relationships? Any of those things? I'd like all of them. Thank you. I'm kind of a yes and girl. I don't like to choose. I want it all. I'll take all of those, please. Well, according to toy expert, mom, and author Meredith Sinclair, being playful is a key component in making us happier, healthier, more present, and more connected in all of our relationships. Y'all, this is the foundation. This is a pillar. But we don't talk about this every day. When was the last time you were on the phone with someone you love and you were like, "Hey, how'd you play today?" No? You didn't have that conversation? I'm not gonna lie. I didn't have that conversation either. But you know what? I'm gonna start having that conversation. And I have started having that conversation with myself. How did I play today? How can I play this week? And what is play to me? Maybe it is action figures and tea parties. Maybe it's a sport with a ball. Or maybe it's actually a creative aspect of your work. It doesn't matter what it is. What matters is that you're doing something simply for the joy of it, for no other reason. Not because you have to, not because someone told you you should, not because you feel like you need to. Oh my goodness, it just goes on and on and on. I got to get this done. I got to get that done. No. The thing that you have to do is live. You have to live. You have to breathe. You have to play. That's what this life is all about. What's more is this isn't new information. Shamans have known this for centuries. In so many shamanic societies, if you come to a medicine person and you complain of being disheartened, dispirited, or depressed, think of this last 2 years. Could you yourself or anyone you know say that they have felt at one point or another, or maybe even today, disheartened, dispirited, or depressed? I know I've had my challenges these last 2 years. Now, if any of us were to go to the shamanic medicine person, they would ask us one of 4 questions. When did you stop dancing? When did you stop singing? When did you stop being enchanted by stories? When did you stop being comforted by the sweet, sweet territory of silence? All of these things are play. When was the last time you laid on the grass and stared up at the clouds and tried to figure out what shapes they were making? Because you knew one of them was Snoopy. We are not human doings, beloveds. We are not. We are human beings. The essence of everything is how we be. How we be in this day, how we be in this moment, how we be in the office, how we be in our relationships. How we be is what matters most. According to our founder and the author of The Science of Mind, Dr. Ernest Holmes, he says, our career through life is a joyous, happy expression, a daily expansion into the realms of life and living. Now, when I think of a joyous, happy expression, I can't help but think of play. I can't help but think of laughter, of that carefree freedom to frolic, to laugh, to delight. Sometimes we think that our philosophies, our approach might be woo-woo, it might be ungrounded, it might be unfounded. So sometimes it helps to look at those that meet the standards of our society's definition of success. The ones who seem like they have it all. Let's take Richard Branson, for example. We cannot deny that that man has a large amount of wealth, and he seems to look like he's enjoying himself. He doesn't have that billionaire Scrooge thing going on. If I'm going to accomplish all of my dreams and have a massive impact on this world, I want to do it kind of like he does it, my own way, of course. For the upcoming Next Gen retreat we have going on this coming November, I'm in the process of reading this book titled The Code of the Extraordinary Mind. Now, this book is written by Vishen Lakhani, and if you're not familiar with his work, you may have heard of this little company called Mind Valley. Vishen is the founder of Mind Valley, and in my opinion, he's a really cool dude, and I just say that honestly, just from the tone of his book. I just want to sit down and have coffee with him. He seems like a very wonderful, grounded person. He spent a lot of time in Silicon Valley, so of course there's a special tug on my heart there, being from the Bay Area. But I mentioned Vishen and I mentioned this book because he tells this one story about a trip to Necker Island and dinner with Richard Branson and some friends at Richard's house. Now, I think that this story just illustrates this point so completely. So a bunch of them were on the island having a delightful time. They were there for the weekend. They had spent the day on the beach, playing, no doubt. After their day at the beach, they'd come back to the house. They were all seated around a large table, getting ready to share dinner, to break bread together. Now, in this moment, Vishen paused and he looked around the room and he just witnessed what was going on. What was he seeing? How were people being? What was happening? And what he noticed was everyone was so intent on bending Branson's business ear. And how could they not, right? You have the unique opportunity to be in the presence of an entrepreneurial legend. Of course, you're going to ask him about your business or your investment strategy, right? You don't want to miss the opportunity. So Vishen notices what's going on. And he watches Branson to see what happens next. Branson surveys the room and he takes it all in. And in his very playful nature, he extends a hand to Vishen's wife, Christina. And he jumps up on the table, the dinner table, the middle of the dinner table. Branson jumps up on the table, reaches for Christina's hand, pulls her up on the table with it, and just starts dancing. Doesn't say a word. He just starts dancing. Because that's a playful pause. That's what life is about. Yes, there's business to be done. Yes, there are bills to be paid. Yes, there are obligations to meet. And all of those things can get done. And get done even more effectively when we are in a state of joy. I love what Reverend Edward Viljoen and Chris Michaels said in the Prosperous Life Journal. They said, spend time with people who make you laugh. Do things that bring you joy. Go to a funny movie, comedy club. Laughter is simply the best medicine. Not only is it the best medicine, but it is fuel for the soul. So, beloveds, as you go out into this week, please pause and play. Even if that means stepping out of the office for 5 minutes to see what you see in the clouds. Or maybe even go as far as scheduling time in your agenda for play. I love April Connor's philosophy. She says she personally loves the idea of telling others, I have to go play now. And I'm going to take that on. I'm going to start ending my meetings and scheduling time for play and saying, I'm sorry, y'all, I got to go play. We can pick this up tomorrow. So check in with yourselves, beloveds. How can you play? How can you pause? And how can you do them together? This morning, we've debunked the myth that play is just for children. We have dove into the importance of play, and we have reminded ourselves the imperative nature of prioritizing being over doing. A beautiful affirmation for this week, if you so choose. Today, I take time to play with and as spirit. Again, today, I take time to play with and as spirit. Now, if you feel so comfortable at this time, I invite you to close your eyes for a closing treatment. Y'all, I cannot help but rejoice in the joy in my bones for the reminder and the delight of being in that energy of play. For being so reminded that maybe I remember that play is good. It's good for me. It's good for my heart. It's good for my soul. It's good for my beloveds. It's good for my children. It's good for my colleagues. It's good for my health. It's good for my wealth. It's good for me and my company's bottom line. Because spirit is all there is. And each one of us is the delightful expression of the divine, living, loving, breathing, and playing in ways that are so unique to each of us. They are ours and ours alone, but they are also so good to share. I know that God is what I see when I see the children laugh. I know that God is what I see when I see Snoopy in the clouds. I know that God is what I feel when the song comes on and I can't help but move my body. It's all God, y'all, and it is so good. For spirit is the place that I too reside. Spirit is in my laugh and in my dance and in my joy. And as I know this of each one here today, I know the ever expanding goodness of life. In this moment, I call forth and claim that joy and that play. I allow any fear, any pain, any regret, any hard lines, any shoulds. I allow all of that crap to come up, to be dissolved and released back into the nothingness from which it came. And as such, in its place, the goodness, the truth of love, of light, of play floods into that space. And I know for each one here that every appointment is a divine appointment, that every moment is available to be even more joyous. And for this and so much more, I am so grateful. I am so grateful for this truth revealed. I'm so grateful for the miracles that have already arrived and for those rapidly approaching. And as I know the power of the law, I know that as these words are spoken, it is already done. So I set these words free, and I remember I too am free. And in closing, we can say together, and so it is.
And so it is. Thank you so much, Audra Nicole. A playful pause. You know, once again, I was reminded of a little song by Mary Poppins. In every job that must be done, there's an element of fun. You find the fun and snap, the job's a game. And now we're going to go into some music. What?
some lunch. Michelle, give me some lunch.
What?
Give me some
Hey,
lunch.
hey, what are you screaming about?
Hot dogs.
No, I told you we ran out of hot dogs.
No, I want hot dogs.
Listen, we're having hamburgers.
Rats. I want hot dogs.
Yeah, okay. But while I make you your hamburger, I wanted you to know that our friend Leah.
Leah.
Yeah.
I like Leah.
I know.
She's my friend.
Yes.
She'll give me a hot dog.
No, she won't.
What?
Well, she's about to do a song. And in the song, you have to follow directions.
No.
So
No directions.
you don't want to.
No.
Well, then I guess you could watch.
I could watch.
Yeah.
I could watch Leah sing.
Yes, while everybody's dancing.
I like that.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm
Okay.
gonna go make you a hamburger.
No. I
Yes.
want hot dogs. Hot dog. Hot dog.
1, 2, 3. Run with me. Run with me. Run with me. And now stop. Clap your hands. Come on, clap your hands. Clap your hands. And now stop. Do your dance. Show me how you do your dance. Come on and do your dance. And now stop. Turn around. Round, round. Jumping jack. And you're jumping jack. Come on, jumping jack. And now stop. Tap your knees. Come on and tap your knees. Tap your knees. And now stop. Take a stand. Jump up, take a stand. Jump up and take a stand. And now stop. Turn around, round, round, round. Touch your toes. Reach down and touch your toes. You can touch your toes. And now stop. Raise your hands. Reach up and raise your hands. Reach up and raise your hands. And now stop. Do your dance. Show me how you do your dance. Come on and do your dance. And now stop. Turn around, round, round, round. Run with me. Come on and run with me. Come on, run with me. And now stop.
Do your thing. Come on and do your thing. Yeah, do your thing. Then stop. Doobie 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 doobie. Do your thing. Come on, do your thing.
Hot dog.
Hey, I like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm doing my thing.
I know, I can tell.
Yeah.
I have a surprise for you.
What? Gimme.
That's my fingers. I need these fingers. Did you like it?
Delicious.
All right.
I did my thing.
Yes, you did.
Yeah. Where did you get it?
Well, you need to thank Leah. She went out and got it for you.
Of course, Leah is my best friend.
I
Thank
know.
you, Leah.
Thank you, Leah. Okay.
Do your thing. Come on, do your thing. Yeah, do your thing. Then stop.
Oh my goodness. Oh, wow. This has definitely been a playful day. Oh, thank you for joining us, everyone. And thank you for playing along with us. Now is the time to bless our donations that are shared today. At CSL Leesburg, we believe in the law of circulation, so we are a tithing community. The donations shared with our center bless everyone, those who give and those who receive. Your donations help our center, our CSL home office, as well as the organizations that support our vision of helping to create a world that works for everyone. Please look at our screen. You should see a whole list of ways that you can donate, and it's easy to find a way that works best for you. You can also visit our cslleesburg.org website and just click the donation button. We thank you so much for your support. No matter how you are giving, please take that gift right now, either physically or mentally, just like I'm about to do, and place it over your heart and join us in our affirmation of oneness. The presence of spirit within me blesses everyone I meet, tends to heal everything I touch, brings gladness into the life of everyone I contact. Therefore, I am a blessing to humankind and to the day in which I live. Oh, my goodness. Thank you again. You might want to join us on Tuesday mornings if you liked what you have experienced today. You can join us on Tuesday mornings when we do our dream study with Charlene Banks and guests. And on Wednesday evenings, we have our prayer circle and our visioning. Also, we'd like to invite you to stay after our service to share what we call pearls. They're the little nuggets of our service that spoke to our hearts and our minds. And I've got a whole list that I can't wait to share. If you are a visitor today, please stay and introduce yourself. We'd love to have the opportunity to greet you officially. And as we end our sacred time together, let us once again reflect on the message that we had today. It's so important to take that pause and to remember to play. Now join me and place your hands over your heart and say, I am love. Look at someone near you, someone who's in the room with you, or someone who's on the screen, and say, you are love. And now put your hands up in the air. Join me with some love sprinkles. And remember, it's all love. All right. Thank you again for joining us. Stay if you can. And if you can't, get out.